runway? It's running. I'm coming.
12:30.
Yeah, 12:30. 12:30. Delta what? All right. Yeah.
All right, so our reporter Samuel Senono has been camping at the Entebbe International Airport, of course, where we'll be seeing the President of Uganda receive officially the first of two Airbus A330-800 neo aircraft. Now, Samuel Senono is ready, and he's going to let us know on what is happening at the Entebbe International Airport. It's just, as you can see, what is happening in Entebbe International Airport. The Minister for Works and Transport, General Edward Katumba Wamala, on Monday, that was yesterday, received the first of two Uganda Airlines Airbus A330-800 neo planes at the manufacturer's headquarters in Toulouse in France. Now, the Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Works, Waiswa Bagea, did sign the handover documents on behalf of the government of Uganda, while Airbus Vice President, Contracts Administration and Delivery, Alain Villeneuve, signed on behalf of the manufacturer. Wamala and other officials from Uganda were on hand to inspect the plane, which can seat up to about 257 people. And the flight from France to Uganda was handled by Captain Michael Etiang, who is Uganda Airlines chief pilot, together with crew members who have been in Toulouse, France for training. All right, now as we can see the aircraft of the president right here arriving on ground, and of course the President Yoweri Museveni will be receiving this aircraft this afternoon, and as you can see this aircraft coming closer on the on ground, and we will be joining Samuel Senono, our reporter, who will be giving us an insight on what is happening at the Entebbe International Airport. So we can see the preparations right there, and don't forget to we'll make sure that you don't miss they call it the water salute of the Airbus A330-800 aircraft. And okay, as we get closer to the final touches, we also do see that this alone will definitely benefit our country. We will be having more international flights, for example, from Guangzhou and Beijing in China to London to Dubai as the fast routes.
All right, thank you very much, our viewers. What you've just witnessed on TV is the helicopter, the fixed-wing jet carrying President Yoweri Museveni, who has been in the countryside. Right now we have him at Entebbe International Airport. The President is here to officially receive Uganda's Airbus A330-800 neo jet, which landed at Entebbe International Airport this morning at 11 a.m. all the way from Toulouse, France. It left Toulouse, France yesterday at 1 a.m. France time, which was 3 a.m. Ugandan time, and it was a 7-hour and 30 minutes journey. And the plane was being flown by Captain Mike Etiang and his colleague from Airbus. From from the corner of my eye, I can see Uganda Airlines A330-800 Neo jet approaching runway 1330 Delta. And as soon as the president disembarks from his helicopter, it will also start. It will taxi all the way to the bay. It is a big event here. In place to welcome the president is the Minister of Works and Transport, General Katumba Wamala. I can see the Director General of Uganda Civil Aviation Authority, acting DG of the Uganda Civil Aviation Authority, Mr. Fred Bamwesige, the CEO Uganda Airlines, Mr. Cornwell Mulea, Board Chairman Uganda Airlines, Teresa Habwe, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Works and Transport, Waiswabagea, and the Head of Cabinet, Joseph Mitala. Oh, I've seen also Engineer Ephraim Bagenda, the Head of Engineering at Uganda Airlines. There is a mix. It's a day of celebration. Although we're in the new normal, people have tried to somehow distance socially, but that doesn't mean that we cannot celebrate these big milestones. President Museveni has disembarked from the helicopter, and he will be very soon joining us. Already the First Lady and the Minister of Education and Sports, Mama Janet Kataha Museveni. She was the first to arrive, and she's going to receive the president. I understand after being briefed, the president will make his way to the landing bay. This is the first of the two Airbus A330-800 Neo jets ordered by Uganda. The second one, we got a chance to see it in Toulouse. It will undergo thorough tests, and once the final payment is made, it will be delivered. It will be delivered in January next year. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Uganda Airlines was supposed to kickstart long-haul operations in October, but we very well know that the lockdown came with it brought everything to a screeching halt, and traveling world over, it was highlighted as one of the major, as a super spreader for the COVID-19 pandemic. But right now, aviation in general is slowly picking up because business has to go on, and with the emergence of the COVID-19 vaccine, I have, chances are high that the aviation industry, it will go back to levels everyone anticipated them. Great. Now the plane is taxiing towards the runway. It will approach runway 1330, and the Canon tracks are also making way to cap this event. On landing, because it's a tradition, when a plane lands on an airport, if it's a new plane, it has to be treated to a water salute welcome. This is going to be the first of many water salute welcomes for this new bird in Uganda Airlines fleet. But on landing, it wasn't given a water salute welcome. It was, however, disinfected. It was given a COVID-19 welcome, the new normal of aviation. Wow. My camera person cannot see, but for me, I'm in a distance and I can see it. It's making its way to the runway. Epic. Picture perfect. It is a sight to behold. the Bombardier Sierra J 900 is setting off. Wow. As the Airbus is making its way to the taxiway, the Bombardier Sierra J 900 is also setting off. Let me access flight radar to see where it's going. Wait. President Museveni is also moving out of the main entrance here, and we can see people in place to welcome him, led by the Minister of Works and Transport, as the A330 also makes its way to the bay. It is a 259-seater. It has been configured in 3 classes. It will have business, premium economy, and economy. I don't know why, but for the few times I've traveled, I enjoy economy. I don't know why. And on this Airbus A330, when we were coming from Toulouse, I was booked in business, but I ended up sitting in economy. Unfortunately, we were actually in economy with another YouTuber who joined us, Josh Cahill. You were there. We had all the time to record and do our PTCs and stand-ups. But it is here. Those ones, it will have business, it will have premium economy and economy. I went through the in-flight entertainment, and all I can say, what this aircraft, what Uganda Airlines is looking at is to market destination Uganda. Because we market destination Uganda, and at the same time we promote the national airline. It has been christened Mount Elgon. I understand a colleague of mine, Dorcas Kimono, will be happy because they come from he comes from that side of Mbale, where the Wanale cliffs are. So it has been christened Mount Elgon. The other one was christened Mount Renzori, the one we shall receive in January. This is Mount Elgon. It will be marketing Uganda everywhere it will be landing. And one thing for sure that stands out on this aircraft is the livery. Wow. Uganda Airlines aircraft was leaving for Cuba. The Sierra J 900. Yeah, I've confirmed on my flight radar. It was leaving for Cuba. Currently, Uganda operates a fleet of 4 Sierra J900 jetliners, serving 9 regional routes, with Kinshasa recently. It was launched last week. Initially, before COVID-19 and the lockdown, we were serving 8 regional routes. Plans are underway to widen the route network in Lubumbashi, Goma, Southern Africa, Lusaka, basically to widen and the scope such that Uganda Airlines covers the regional network. It had to wait because an Ethiopian Airlines 787 Dreamliner was taking off. So now it has been given a go-ahead. Ethiopian Airlines. It's one of the airlines on the African continent that these mushrooming airlines will have to look up to, with a fleet of over 100 aircraft. It's that airline that has made Africans and Africa proud. Great. The Ethiopian Airlines is airborne, and it is airborne, and now Uganda A330-800 Neo is taxiing. President Museveni is also approaching the main area here where everything is taking place. And there is this design, fast A330 Neo for new engine options. First lady and the first daughter are here to receive this aircraft officially. This actualizes the process of reviving Uganda Airlines. It's on course. Started with the regional jets. Now we have the long-haul aircraft. President is trying to remind them of the social distancing. Yeah, you know, I've taken note you're around, but stay in your distance. Yeah, great. I understand. The national anthems are going to be played as the aircraft approaches runway 1330 Delta. It will emerge from runway 1330 Delta and the water cannon tracks are in place to cap this all. Now it's time for the anthems.
The anthems, please.
Oh, let's go up here.
Can we have a word of prayer from Joseph, Engineer
Okay.
Joseph Lukwago?
favor and provision. We pray Almighty God continues to guide our President, His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, as he leads our country to glory. We thank you, Lord, for your goodness. Bless your mighty name, now and forever.
Please have your seats. While we wait for the plane to get here, I just want to give a short brief history of Uganda Airlines and where we are now. But before I do that, Your Excellency, let me introduce the people who are here who have blessed us in their presence. We have diplomats here who have come to join us as we welcome our Airbus. We have the ambassador, the High Commissioner of Tanzania. Maybe you stand for recognition. We have the ambassador of France. We have the UNDP country representative. We have the Church Affairs of DRC Congo. We have the Church Affairs in Somalia. We have the Church Affairs of the Embassy of the United Arab Emirates. We have the Church Affairs, the High Commissioner of India. We have the Church Affairs, Embassy of Burundi. We have the Church Affairs, South African High Commission. We have the Church Affairs of Kenya High Commission. We have the Church Affairs Nigeria High Commission. And we have the Economic Councillor of Embassy of France. Your Excellency and Mama Janet, you are expected to stand a bit in front where that first red carpet is, so that we experience the real baptism of our faith. This is the water salute. I wanted to introduce some of those members of government, senior members who are here. But maybe because of time, we can move to the next item, which is cutting of the ribbon. I hope we are ready. Those who are ready to move, be ready.
No, wait a minute. Okay. Oh. Oh.
Your Excellency, we might have to wait a little bit. They want to pull the aircraft behind. Your Excellency, the captain of this plane from France is a Ugandan, Captain Etiang. He commanded it from France to here. We are sorry about this delay, but those are the rules of the game. They want to move back and then we cut the ribbon. A bit of history on this Uganda Airlines. Uganda Airlines is 100% owned by government, with 50% shared between Works and Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. Since we are going to take a bit of minute, maybe we can run through the speeches and you let me allow the Chief Executive of Uganda Airlines to say a few things as we move on with speeches. The Chief Executive of Uganda Airlines, please come over.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, and the First Lady, the Mother of the Nation, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Your Lordship, the Chief Justice, the Right Honourable Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Your Lordship, the Deputy Chief Justice, the Right Honourable Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Deputy Prime Minister, Honourable Members of Cabinet here present, Heads of Diplomatic Missions, Honourable Members of Parliament, Members of the Press, all our distinguished guests and colleagues in the industry, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Your Excellency, we are delighted to welcome you back at Uganda Airlines to officiate at yet another milestone for the national carrier, as we receive the newest addition to our fleet, which is the Airbus A330-800 Neo. Today will go down in history as the day when Uganda Airlines took a giant step forward in actualizing your vision for the rebirth of the national airline. We are grateful to you for your wisdom and leadership as we celebrate this achievement, and we are especially privileged to be the first airline in Africa to bring this new aircraft into operation with its improved operating characteristics, which we believe it will delight our customers worldwide. The A330neo is a wonderful aircraft with great operating efficiencies, and in this era of COVID-19, we are confident that it gives us a safe and secure cabin environment with fresh air being exchanged every 3 minutes, ensuring that our passengers are safe. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, many of you celebrated with us when we received our first CRJ 900 on the 23rd of April last year. It signaled the entry of Uganda Airlines into the commercial aviation market, and at that time, we promised that we would work diligently to bring the A330neo aircraft to Uganda within the planned timelines of December 2020. Thanks to your unflinching support, Your Excellency, and members of Cabinet and Government, and your encouragement to the team, you have enabled us to fulfill this promise to the people of Uganda. Uganda Airlines has been growing steadily since the inception of launching regional flights, and up to the time that we stopped in March because of COVID-19, we had carried over 78,000 passengers, and we had opened up to 9 destinations. Since we restarted in October, when Entebbe Airport reopened, we have seen a steady increase in traffic, such that up to this time we have reopened all of the routes that we are operating before the pandemic. By taking delivery of the A330-800, Uganda Airlines is now poised to start the intercontinental flights to connect Entebbe to the Middle East, to Asia, and to Europe. Over the past 1 year, we have worked on a number of systems to strengthen the airline and to be able to bring international standards to it. On employment, we continue to look for the most skilled people so that they can be recruited into the service of the airline. And we are proud to announce today that Uganda Airlines currently employs 273 staff, out of which 227 are Ugandans. I'm delighted to also report that the project team that defined this aircraft we are receiving today was managed by our Ugandan team of engineers, supported by other departments in the airline. The core technical teams also operating this aircraft to bring it this morning from Toulouse is led by our very own captain, Michael Etiang, who is the chief pilot for the airline. I wish to conclude by thanking you for having taken time out of your busy schedule to be with us today, and also for your unflinching support, without which we would not have succeeded in this quest to revamp Uganda Airlines. it is a moment of renewed pride for all Ugandans to see your vision of the national carrier come to life. Given the reputation for hospitality and excellent service that Uganda has, I'm certain that our customers worldwide are eagerly waiting to experience the new services and comforts that this aircraft offers as they travel to and from the Pearl of Africa. Thank you very much indeed, Your Excellency and distinguished guests. It is now my honor to call on the board chairman of Uganda Airlines, Honorable Ahawe Pereza Godfrey, to make a few remarks. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my Chief Executive Officer, Your Excellency of Uganda, Honorable Ministers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Mine is a simple job, Mr. President. I just want to introduce to you the team which you entrusted the responsibility of guiding and making strategic interventions and plans to make this airline a success. May I call my colleagues, the board members, to come a little near and introduce you together with your professions so that Ugandans keep entrusting you with the confidence that you'll move this airline more and more further ahead. Mr. President, the board I am going to introduce was inaugurated on the 7th of June 2019. On my extreme left is Director Benon Kajuna, who is the Director of Transport in the Ministry of Works and Transport, and he represents the ministry on the board. He is a transport economist by profession. Next to him is Director Hajat Rehema Naiga Mutazinwa. She is a human resource specialist who is working with Pride Microfinance, and she is our HR expert on the board, and she chairs the HR committee of the board. Next is Charles Hamia. Charles Hamia is a pure private sector practitioner. He's a consultant. He sits on a number of boards, but above all, sir, he is the former Chief Executive Officer of MariChoice Uganda, and all of you know where MariChoice has reached in developing a number of products for Ugandans to enjoy. Charles Hamia is a chartered accountant by profession, Your Excellency. Next, I have Godfrey Semugoma, who is also an accountant, and he's from the Ministry of Finance. Remember, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, that our shareholders who represent government on this airline business are the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Works and Transport. And therefore, Mr. President, Godfrey Semugoma represents the Minister of Finance on the board. Catherine Poran Asinde is a lawyer. She is from the corporate world, and she's a lawyer from the corporate world, and she works with Stanbic Bank Uganda. Last but not least, and in absentia, is Engineer Aziku Zua, who is an aviation and maintenance engineer, with 11,000 flying hours, but he was unable to be with us. He's indisposed. Mr. President, he sent his apologies. This is the team, sir, that you entrusted the responsibility under my chairmanship. Remember, I'm your former Minister of State for Local Government, a former Member of Parliament, and therefore from the policy and legislative background. Thank you, sir, Mr. President, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to me.
Let me please ask the representative of the Airbus to come and give a few remarks.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Museveni, and the First Lady, Your Excellencies, Honorable Ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. It is an honor to be here today in Entebbe to celebrate a very special day for both Uganda and Airbus, the delivery of Uganda Airlines' first A330neo. Since its creation, the airline has established itself as a major asset for the continued development of Uganda. Today, the A330neo marks yet another milestone for this remarkable career. We would like to salute Uganda's government for its vision and drive to build a robust and sustainable aviation industry for the country. Aviation is an industry like no other, connecting people, cultures, and businesses across continents. Uganda's government continuous investment in this sector is a demonstration of its ambition to promote trade, job creation, and skill development in the country. At Airbus, we pride ourselves to be part of Uganda's aviation journey, and on behalf of Airbus, I would like to extend our sincere appreciation for your trust and partnership. Indeed, Uganda Airlines has chosen to grow with our latest generation aircraft. The A330neo is the perfect route opener, bringing Europe, Middle East, India, China within non-stop reach from Entebbe. The A330neo's exclusive in-flight experience and fully connected cabin will carry passengers from the whole world in the most modern and comfortable manners, showcasing the best of Uganda hospitality. But what is so special with this aircraft, with your aircraft? The A330neo offers a unique passenger experience with the most modern cabin in the sky. It can fly non-stop for over 14 hours. This aircraft burns 25% less fuel and is environmentally sustainable with low noise and low emissions. The A330neo cockpit has all the latest cockpit technologies, offering smooth and safe operation. Last but not least, this aircraft is equipped with the latest Rolls-Royce engines, the Trent 7000. We are confident that the A330neo will not only meet, but also fully exceed the country's expectations in terms of operational efficiency, profitability, and passenger appeal. This is only the beginning of what will be, I am sure, a successful partnership between Airbus and Uganda, and we look forward to delivering the second A330neo in the colors of Uganda. Once more, and on behalf of the entire family, Airbus family, thank you for your trust. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, Uganda.
We now ask the Minister of Works and Transport to give his remarks and call Your Excellency to address the people.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda and Mama Janet, Excellencies, ambassadors, members of Parliament and honorable ministers present and ministers of state, head of public service, members of the distinguished members of the community, the technical team, the representative of Airbus, members of the board, both the CAA and the Uganda Airlines, and all people of God. Your Excellency, it is my honor and privilege to welcome you to this historical occasion of receiving the first of the two Airbus A330-800 NEO for the National Airline Company. Permit me, sir, to welcome you to this occasion that will kick off the activities for launch of our long-haul flights to United Kingdom, China, India, and United Arab Emirates. Your Excellency, building this new airline has not been a simple task, and no doubt that the road has had many challenges typical of an airline industry. However, as government, we have a clear sense of the direction we have designed to take in order to ensure that our new national airline is successful and does not suffer the problems of the previous national carrier. That's why we chose to launch the national carrier with brand new aircrafts as opposed to leased aircrafts or old aircraft to ensure that it is properly run and funded. The receipt of these new long-haul aircraft, Your Excellency, is another step towards achieving this and in a series of strategies aimed at ensuring that Uganda Airlines is well positioned to compete and grow in the market both regionally and internationally. Your Excellency, the revival of the national airline was born out of your strategic guidance and the NRM government's realization of the importance of air transport as an engine for sustainable economic growth and inclusive development. This airline is now driving and will drive other sectors of the economy, including tourism and trade. The revival of the national airline also has a direct link with the National Development Plan 3 and Uganda Vision 2040, which aspire to transform the country from being a predominantly peasant and low income to a competitive upper middle income status by 2040. Your Excellency, government has put in place responsive, dynamic, and conducive legal framework to support a safe, secure, and economically viable civil aviation industry in Uganda. The government of Uganda has so far negotiated and concluded 47 bilateral air service agreements. As I speak, Uganda Airlines is able to operate flights to over 26 destinations, 19 regional and 7 international routes. In that short time when it has been in operation. The NRM government has heavily invested in infrastructure. Thank you, sir, for this, because this is your vision and this is your direction. And this is to spur growth of the aviation industry in Uganda, and that is seen by what is being delivered today. Entebbe International Airport is also undergoing extensive renovation and upgrades to meet the growing number of passengers and cargo. Your Excellency, in the near future, we'll invite you to commission some of the expansion projects at the airport. The number of international passengers at Entebbe International Airport had grown steadily
much as COVID has now affected, but we are seeing that the Uganda Airlines picking up again, and also Entebbe International Airport becoming a bit more busy of the recent. A new international airport is currently being constructed in Kabale, in Hoima, in the support of the oil industry. Our school, the East African Civil Aviation Academy in Soroti, was in 2018 certified by the Civil Aviation Authority as an aviation training organization and aviation maintenance organization, and is now recognized as a center of excellence in this region for training pilots and aircraft maintenance engineers. Some of these people, many of them are graduates of that school. It is hoped that this achievement will further strengthen the school's position as a feeder institution for pilots and aircraft engineers for the national airline. Uganda, and also including other agencies like Uganda Police, Uganda People's Defense Forces, and the commercial operators. Your Excellency, I take this opportunity to particularly thank you. Thank you for your visionary leadership. Thank you for your guidance, without which all these efforts would not have been possible. Thank you for your insistence on the need to have a national airline. I also thank Cabinet and Parliament for their unwavering support for this initiative. I extend further thanks to the entire team of Uganda Airlines, which has worked tirelessly to ensure that we reach this far. The board, chair and your team, the CEO and your team, thank you for delivering what we told you to deliver so far. I'd also like to commend Airbus for producing an excellent product. Your Excellency, when you enter in, you really accept and believe that this is an excellent product, whose operation performance fits well in our targeted international network. In the context, we are delighted to be among the first airlines in Africa and south of the Sahara to have this new engine option aircraft. And we believe it's going to be a game changer in the air industry in this part of the country. I wish also to thank my predecessor, Honorable Ntega Zuba, for having weathered the storm in the beginning. The task force, I wish they could stand up. The task force and the team of the pilots, please stand up for recognition. So we recognize them early. Those people burnt the candle, they pushed and pulled until we have this product today. I want to thank my fellow ministers and ministers of state, Honorable Joy Kawasi, Honorable Peter Okeris, the Permanent Secretary and Board of Directors of Uganda Airlines and Uganda Civil Aviation Authority, who have been very, very closely involved in the process and have worked tirelessly to enable us to deliver this milestone. Please give them a round of applause. Your Excellency, I would also like to recognize the Pilots Association. This Pilots Association have enabled us to fish most of our pilots who have been scattered all over the world, and many of them are coming back to work home. So the Pilots Association, please stand up for recognition. Thank you very much for feeling proud to have your airline and supporting it. Your Excellency, I won't conclude, but once again, let me thank you and all the invited guests present here today for having found time to celebrate with us this mileage. Sir, among other celebrations during this festival season, I think, sir, today's function is a Christmas gift delivered to the Ugandans and by you. Thank you very much, sir, for this gift. It's a very, very good gift. Given Uganda's airline's reputation for hospitality and excellent service, I'm certain that our customers worldwide are eagerly waiting to experience the new services and comfort that this type of aircraft will offer as they travel to and from the Pearl of Africa. I don't know how other Ugandans are feeling. Your Excellency, for me, as I was coming this morning when I woke up and I realized I was on our own aircraft, not another carrier, but our own, I felt so proud. And I hope every Ugandan feels proud that we have our own, not a carrier from another country. This is very, very great. It is now my singular honor and pleasure, Your Excellency, to invite you and address the guests and then officially launch the A330 Airbus. Your Excellency, thank you very much. Thank you for listening to me.
The honorable ministers, the members of the diplomatic corps, members of the board, the pilots, the staff of Uganda Airlines, and the Ugandans. Initially, when the Uganda Airlines had problems, I had hopes of developing a regional airline with the other countries of East Africa, or using the airlines of the sister countries. It is not clear why people don't clearly see the advantages of pooling the resources and sharing the market. It turned out that Ugandans were being inconvenienced not only by having to stop in other destinations first, which would maybe not, which is a problem, but even getting this efforts of sharing and that's how we started having this. Initially, we supported the Aga Khan to run the airline. Internal affairs. Idiotic things. These foreigners need to be helped. Oh, we cannot give you the credit because I don't know what. I can't even remember the reason. At one time, one of the agencies stopped a road project because the Chinese had impregnated a Ugandan girl, imagine. That a girl has got pregnant, now But the road is not for the Gulf, the road is for the people. So I have not met my young friend, Mr. Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada recently. Corona has not allowed us to meet. But when I meet him, I will tell him that I don't like bad manners. So this credit agency, we had already done paperwork and so on. So I told our people, those fellows can go to hell. We shall pay for the aircraft ourselves, cash. So we paid for the other ones, the CGR or something. We also paid for this one. These ones. There's another one coming. Uganda is not part of that group which will dance to the tune of this one, that one, because we are too lazy to work. They do that with people who are lazy to work. For us, we are building up our own capacity, our own money. We shall have. My only problem has been bad budgeting by some of the actors, but once we sort that one out, there's nothing we cannot do. So now we have our own airline with the two legs, the regional leg, which is done by the CJR, those ones, and then this international one. The other concept we refused was that we remain regional and feed into somebody else. I said no. I'm not going to feed into the back of anybody. I want to go to the final destination myself. I don't have to go. That one I rejected. So now we have the two legs, the regional and the international. I think the small groups here, the private sector, can do the internal, because Uganda is not such a big country. But there are some internal, Arua, Entebbe, Chisoro, Entebbe, the other one, Kidepo, Kasese. It's a bit quicker. It is maybe 1 hour and a half from Chisoro to here by air, by these, by helicopters for sure, while by road you take many hours. So I think the internal leg for now is being filled by the private sector. But I don't know. I don't know the plans. We shall discuss the plans. Now, finally, this new airline will not only help us with the convenience for our own travelers, the diaspora. You know, I've got a lot of diaspora. They were really being inconvenienced. Then we have our own travelers. Then we have the tourists who don't have to stop here, stop there, they will come direct. Then cargo. Cargo also was a problem. We are getting discriminatory rates. A kilo of whatever it is, flowers or fruits from A pays so much. Can you imagine? And a kilo of Ugandan things pays more. This is really unchristian. This is the type of mentality I rejected here. You remember your people here, the ones with schools. schools. They would charge children from South Sudan higher fees than the Ugandans. I said, this is criminal. Have you given up hope of going to heaven, or you are determined to go to Gehenna, you fellows? How can you do this? These are children studying in the same class. You say you pay more than the other one because you are South Sudanese. Because I don't like that type of thing. So apparently, this was the problem with the cargo. So now, although I haven't checked, but I'm sure there is a cargo capacity here. Is that correct? 31 tons of cargo. Oh, that's something. 21. Oh, okay. So you people of Nanasi, of Bogoya, when my family were living in Sweden, I went there from the bush, and I found them eating terrible things. They were calling bananas. That they are from Panama, from where? They are not bananas, they are something else. So we can help those people of Europe with good bananas. Tusobola okubataasa emifu ne balya ku myenvu ddala. This bogoya here is fantastic. So I congratulate the ministry, Mama Zuba, General Katumba, and all those involved. I want to thank our pilots because they really put pressure on us. I congratulate Ugandans for having their own airline and the staff. And I ask you to fight corruption. Don't allow corruption in the new airline. I don't want to hear a smell of corruption in the new Uganda Airlines. So I thank you, and I thank the Airbus for making a good product. We were wise not to buy the other American one. You remember the other American one? The Boeing which has been crashing and killing people. So Katonda Jari is the one who guided us. Thank you so much. It's now my pleasure to commission the airline.
Thank you, Excellency.
And Merry Christmas.
Your Excellency, the pilots have a small gift for you. It will give it to the protocol. I think they gave it to the protocol, thanking you for spearheading this project, sir.
The rest of the guests, you remain seated, and the Honorable Minister is going to read the team that will take some photos with His Excellency as he inspects the aircraft.
As the President inspects the aircraft, members of the diplomat corps, you can move forward so that if time allows, he can have photographs with us. Members of the task force, the chairman of the board, Uganda Civil Aviation, the acting director general. The Pilots Association. These will take 2 pictures with the president because they are a big number.
President Yoweri Kaguta him together with the First Lady, Janet Kataha Museveni, and the First Daughter, Natasha Karujire, are now having a feel of the superior comfort on board and greater passenger experience. Great. President is now disembarking from the plane. Probably he has witnessed firsthand now the public will have a chance to go and have a feel of the Airbus A330-800 Neo. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is now leaving the city. Oga, you go.
guys, you need to go inside there.
Let's control the number. Let the group that is in gets out and then the rest can get in. Yeah?
Madam Safi, wanje katimpulira.
Yes. The guy is getting out, they have to use the same exit.
In the meantime. Kati kamugambe.
Then we are going to take the video regarding tour. Please, media, members of the media, please let's wait. Everyone will be taken inside.
Okay.